Good morning, it's November the 6th, and as you can see, we had snow. First snow. It won't last. It's supposed to be +3 tomorrow, but it's, +11 tomorrow. Right now, it's only -2, so I'm wearing my boots and hoping it's not too slippery here as I set out. I thought I'd walk along the creek. It's always a good place to see the snow for the first time, and hopefully don't have to worry about falling down. Yesterday it was kind of raining and had been snowing a little bit when I came home, but then overnight it turned white. So it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. However, long way to go. It will melt probably tomorrow. Some of it will melt today. Supposed to get above freezing. I imagine the roads are a little icy. I haven't driven anywhere yet. I'm hoping by the time I do, they've melted off. There is snow in the forecast next week. Last time I looked, I haven't looked for a couple of days, in colder temperatures, so it's possible the snow is about to come and stay for a while at least, although we often get a warm spell again after the snow's been here for a little bit. Just depends on the year. So first time wearing my winter boots. I'm only wearing my leather jacket though, because it's not that cold yet. I actually need a new winter coat. So what's me doing today? Well, that is icy here and there. Gotta be careful on the sidewalks at least. We're publishing stuff. It's quite nasty here. I'm going to step into the street actually. Have to be careful in the gutters because you've got snow over top of wet leaves, which is probably not the slickest combination I could think of. Looks like I fixed the can't read Facebook chat. If anybody's on Facebook and chats, which they probably won't. Yeah, the road's icy too. Okay, am I better on the sidewalk? My biggest concern is falling. I'm an old man now. I'm 65 years old. I don't want to fall. I fell last winter. Didn't really hurt myself. Could have, but didn't. And it was actually on November 11th. Was it 2 years ago now? That I took a really bad fall. So about the same time of year. Kind of the same conditions. Same first snow. Hi, Jolly. Just walking straight up to the dike on the theory that the dirt path on top will be less icy than any of the paved paths. I won't make this won't extend this in any way, so it should be about a 45-minute walk. I got coffee waiting for me when I get home. More coffee. I've already had some. Still a civic election coming up. Good morning. Sorry, I can almost read the name. Manish, is it? Yes, Manish. Or Manish. Nope, I saw our first dog up on the dike. You probably didn't see it. Just past the top of the stairs up there. So this is the beginning of winter, kind of. First real sign of winter where it looks like winter and not fall. And now we will have snow off and on, and mostly on. After another month or so, it'll be here all the time. Through probably, certainly March, sometimes April, on bad years, May. Been a while since I've seen snow still around in the beginning of May, but I do remember it coming home from university in the 70s, which were very, very snowy years for whatever reason. Back when they were talking about the upcoming ice age. All right, this shouldn't be icy in any way. There's that slightly weird house they're building. Not a fan of the looks, personally, but maybe it'll look better when it's all finished. It's not my house. So there's the creek. Very still, not frozen, hasn't been that cold. It's be cold for quite a while. Freeze the creek. Well, welcome. Again, I'm going to try to do better on almost every day, but so much depends on my schedule of publishing tasks. Still editing a book that's coming out in December, so I've got to get that done and get it to the author, so it's time to print it. And then I've got a book every month next year through July. Maybe 2 1 month. I hope to slow down immensely next fall. My fall titles, there may not be any, probably be 2 at the most. Probably do a couple, but I'm considering a couple of things right now. Move to the bridge. Do I cross the bridge, or do I keep my walk even shorter and just go up this way along the dike? Tempting to keep it short today. Oh, there's some geese still around. Instead of doing 45 minutes, it'd be more like 25 if I do that. I do have a lot to do. Or am I just wimping out? Well, no. Yeah, but the sidewalk is quite slippery, and the path won't be any better. So I think maybe I will keep it short and try to avoid pavement as much as I can. Right, there's the creek, looking east. And I see I'm getting an unstable internet connection for whatever reason. There's the creek, looking west. I think I will walk down this side of the creek and keep my walk a little shorter by doing so, and less on slippery pavement. It's slippery enough, I'm not really enjoying walking on it, so get off the pavement and onto unpaved ground and more grip. So we're on the north, sorry. I always had to have trouble with directions. North-south. North-south, yes, the north-south of the creek, the north side of the creek. Probably not enough snow here long enough for the tobogganers to be out yet, but up here's the, it's actually a catch basin for flood control, but it's known as the bowl locally, and it's a popular, oh, I'm wrong. There's somebody out there with a toboggan, a little one, little kid, I mean. Over there. And there's a few tracks. He's mostly falling down, not sliding down. Yes, landscape around here changes dramatically through the seasons. All of the leaves are gone. From the trees over there, all the leaves are brown. They're not just brown, they've come right off. California dreaming. Ow, great. I've got something in my boot. Just stabbed me. Hopefully it's not too much of a problem. Another reason to keep this short if it starts stabbing me with every step. That blue painted garage over there stands out now that it's turned white. Even if it's only for a day, that it'll be white. As I said, expecting plus 11 tomorrow, so the snow will go. Snow will go. People's backyards from up here. Or you can look across the creek on the other side. Up here we have to go around the bend. People would say I've been driven around the bend a long time ago, but I could cut right down there now and make it really short, but I'll go all the way up to Elphinstone at least. And then decide. But yeah, I'm thinking come back this way and go through the alleys, which will be less icy. Probably what I'm gonna do. And back to editing and book designing, and got several projects that are all kind of at the same level of priority. I'll just get through them. Hopefully by the end of the week I've got them all done. Also doing an interview tomorrow with one of my authors, and I do have one ready to pop up, but I haven't had a chance to finalize it yet. Oh, by the way, I am running a Kickstarter right now. Well, Shadowpaw Press is running a Kickstarter to help support the publication of 3 of the books I've been working on. Ibrax, A Battle Divine, A Dragon Assassin Adventure by Arthur Slade, who's the interview I have in hand. The Sunrunners by James Bow, who is the one I'm interviewing tomorrow. And Ashmi's Song by Brad C. Anderson. I'll interview him before long, too. The Elphinstone Bridge over there. Another look at it. There's a bit of a weir down there that you don't notice most of the time, but for level control. So I don't think I'll go over into the park on the other side just because I'm finding the paved areas a little slippery this morning. So I will go down this way on Elphinstone. I think that alley's paved, so it doesn't benefit me to go down that way. So another look at the Elphinstone Street Bridge. Actually walk in the grass alongside this path, which helps slipperiness wise. This brings us up to college, so I'll go down to the right. Yeah, slippery. So as soon as I can find a non-paved alley to go down, that'll be my choice. You could walk in the grass, but then you're walking on somebody's yard, so I don't usually do that. Okay, so we just turned. Now we're headed west on College Avenue, which does indeed go by the college. Used to be Regina College. It's now called the College Building, part of the University of Regina. It's an alley, but again, it's paved, so it doesn't help me at all. So I think I'll go down ooh, little pink houses for you and me. There's one for sale. Go down here, I can get off the pavement again. As long as I survive the trip down the street. Ah, it's a new one that's going to look like an old one based on that. Halloween decorations left, now looking even spookier in the snow, I think. When I'm walking back towards the dike, won't go up on it. There's a path I can take around the corner, which will lead me into the alleys, that will lead me through the alleys until I get home with only a little bit of walking on the slipperiness like I'm doing now. Taking short steps. It's all about center of gravity, not letting your feet get away from you. You keep them under you. Gravity is your friend. Your center of gravity shifts too much. Gravity is your enemy, and down you go. This physics lesson is brought to you by Edward Willett, noted science writer. Once upon a time, did a lot of science writing, years and years of a weekly science column, all of which are posted on my website, most of which are horrendously out of date. Referencing studies that, were one-offs and didn't really pan out and stuff like that. They were fun to write. Occasionally thought of starting it up again, but I don't quite know why I would. I proved, once it came off the newspaper, and I was just sending it out to a mailing list, that almost nobody was reading it. 20 people per column, and I was spending an hour or more on it, and it's felt like I was getting paid, so that's when I let it go. But for about 20 years, I wrote a weekly science column. It was in the Regina Sun originally, which is a free circulation one, and then John Leader Post. They were paying me next to nothing, and that was still too much for them. So, however, I'm still here. The Leader Post is still here, but it's a shadow of what it once was, as most newspapers are. Unfortunately, since I'm an old newspaper guy, but that's the way it is. Weekly newspapers may be doing better because they're not competing in the same place for eyeballs. You need some place for local businesses to advertise and somebody to report on city council and in a small city and school boards and stuff like that, which is what the Wave and Review was all about, where I was editor for many years. Well, a few years, 4 years. And I worked there for 4 years before that. But it's not what it once was either. We did all our own printing, and now they have to ship it somewhere. I don't even know if there's a print shop there anymore. I haven't been in their offices for ages. Okay, this is Leopold Crescent and Garnet Street. This is where they split into two things. Now, where is the alley? I guess it's down there. That's where I want to go. I used to live down there when I first moved to the neighborhood, in the last block before the creek. Yeah, the street's worse than the sidewalk, probably because of the car traffic compressing the little bit of snow into ice. Pretty sure these are unpaved alleys, though, so once I turn the corner here, I can avoid pavement almost all the way home. Not quite, but almost. There's often rabbits in that bit of a park there, but I don't see any today. Or if they are, they're tucked away and are enough camouflage that they're hard to see. I don't think there's any in there. All right, we'll take this path, which maybe it is paved. Still, it should be rougher than the street. And then instead of following the Crescent around, I'll go down this alley between Leopold and Angus Crescent. Ooh, warm enough to take off my hat. All right, step into Wolf Perot territory. You know the artist, he paints back alleys of Regina, but he doesn't put these ugly modern plastic bins in them. I always have the old metal cans and the old wooden frames. Squirrel up there. Saw him in that tree. I don't see him now. And every time I see a squirrel, it reminds me of Peanut, the pet squirrel that the government in New York sent a team of people, 5 agents or something like that. Anyway, a team spent 5 hours ransacking this guy's house looking for his pet squirrel and his pet raccoon. and euthanized them both. So people have been quite upset about that. He was a very cute squirrel. He'd been their pet for 7 years. And somebody didn't even live in the state complained about it. And the government came swooping in and killed the guy's pet. So it's been quite a cause célèbre, as they say. Anyway, every time I see a squirrel now, I think of poor Peanut. He was really cute. Looked like a great pet. A little worrisome because he has hands, unlike a cat, which I have. If cats had hands, we'd all be in trouble. Yeah, I haven't walked down the alley here for quite a while. Now, the alley doesn't go all the way through, so up here I have to turn, get back onto Angus Crescent. But I'm much closer to home and much less walking on slippery pavement. At least I worked up a bit of a sweat, even if it is a short walk. At the same time as yesterday's walk. So, once I come up this alley, I'm practically home. Without ever setting foot on Angus Crescent proper until I get to the end of the alley here. You got green for kitchen waste, yard waste, blue for recycling, which is today's pickup, and brown for the rest of your garbage. In case you're wondering. Okie dokie. I'll cross the street, and we will stop at this corner, as I usually do. I'll stop right here, corner of Italic and Angus Crescent. So, thanks so much for walking with me. Probably back tomorrow, and bye for now.